Hello Internet, my name is Hazel from Hazelnutty Games, and these are my first impressions of Legend of Dungeon. This is an indie dungeon crawling game from Robot Loves Kitty that is currently in beta, set to release officially on September 13th. It was funded on Kickstarter, greenlit on Steam, and for $10 you can get into the Steam Early Access Beta, which will let you play right away. That will also get you a copy of the game when it comes out. So let's take a look. The first thing you're going to want to do when you get this, if you get this, is go into controller setup and get that all ready for you. This game does have 4-player local co-op. There is no online co-op to speak of. So go ahead and click on player 1 controller. You can also edit your player name. So click on my name, and that's not going to work for me. So let's go with backspace it up here and enter in Hazel. This game is by far best played with a controller. It was designed with that kind of arcade style in mind. And if you have a gamepad for your PC, I would strongly recommend you use it for this title. I actually went out and got one just for this, and I am actually quite happy with that decision. Hazel. Done. Good. Alright, so the player controller. Setting up the controls, this is important because one, if you don't do this, you will have no idea what you're doing. And secondly, this kind of acts as a tutorial. This shows you what you can do, and that's really all you need to know. So you have a use item attack, you have a jump, next item, previous item, that just scrolls through your inventory. You can also drop things, and then you have your movement controls, which is up, down, left, and right. You can certainly configure this whatever way you want on the keyboard, but I prefer the controller. So we will press play, hop right into this, and I'll show you what it's about. There is no save feature of this game, so this game is intended for just single shot play, and it doesn't take too long. I didn't find that to be too big of a problem. So this is my player character here. I have a sword. On the bottom left-hand side, you're going to see that's our little user interface. We have our inventory, which we can scroll through. All I have is a sword. And then below that, you have in order your name, your health, your attack power, your defense, your experience, and your gold. Gold is not used to buy anything in this game, so gold is actually going to turn into your high score. Alright, so I can jump up on these tables to grab all of the stuff. This is going to get me some apples, this is going to get me some beer, and then the characters around here are just kind of fun. If you want to change your appearance of your little sprite character that they gave you, for example, they gave me a male character and I would like to be a girl. I'm going to go in the men's washroom. It will pop me out of the women's washroom when I go back down. I'm not even going to touch that one, but I would like to try it again. So let's just do that one more time, and that will continue to randomize your appearance. You can do that until you're happy with how you look. Nope, not what I want. I'm trying for something that looks at least a little bit like me. See, that looks more like me than than that last chick. And there we go. I suppose that'll do. I don't have purple hair. Oh no, I'm sorry. Alright. So all those people in the tavern can kill you. Alright, so I am happy with my player model. We had a mild accident, and the moral of that story is you do not want to attack any people in the tavern. It does not work out well for you. But we have started over, we're ready to go. I am armed with my sword, I have full health, and we're going to descend down the stairs into the tavern. So your first goal is to collect as much gold as humanly possible before you die. Your second goal is to try and get to the 26th level. There's a treasure down there, and then bring it back up to the tavern. So that's pretty much what you're aiming at doing. You will not do this on your first try unless you're an absolute baller. This game is designed around some of the concepts that were around roguelikes. So it's designed for you to die and try it again, and then die and then try it again. The more you play it, the better you get. And the better you get, the deeper into the dungeon you go, and the deeper into the dungeon you go, the more interesting things are. So, for to attack monsters, you spam your attack button, that is it. There are not really any special abilities until you get items that have them, and really the only special ability is there are ranged items that you can shoot, but that's kind of it. However, there is a great deal of various loot that can be found in this game. All the gear is consisted of hats that you put onto your head, which is quite silly. And you can pick up weapons also. So the first weapon that you find that is not your sword, you're going to want to grab that. Those green balls that you see dropping on the ground, those are your experience, so you pick those up as you go, and then there's apples as well. I appear to have I have a Cleaver of Feebleness, which doesn't look like it's actually doing too much for me. It's got a 30 damage. Sparkling Gold Potion. There are no tooltips in this game, so you find out how things work by experimenting. So I'm going to use my Sparkling Gold Potion, and that appeared to damage my defense, I want to say. We'll see. Oh, no, maybe that's this weapon here. I appear to have a brain on a stick. And, you know, I'm actually okay with that. That's part of the wonderful thing about this game is it is hilarious. It's a very simple concept. It's very simply done. There's not a ton of depth to the mechanics of it. You're pretty much just wandering through a labyrinth of a dungeon and slaying monsters and picking up items. But, you know, that's the part of video games that a lot of us really love. That's, like, the best part. And it is done perfectly. The pixel art in this game, it takes a little bit of getting used to if you are used to high definition 3D graphics, but it's actually really cute and some of it's really well done. And the lighting in this game is something that they've been very proud of. It's got dynamic lighting. The lighting in the rooms will change. Sometimes you'll have braziers that light up. Sometimes it'll be flickering. Some in the later levels down below deep in the dungeon are completely dark, which actually gets kind of scary. It's very neat. Another thing we can talk about is the music is awesome. I wish there was more variety in the music. That's one of the things, obviously, a smaller budget game like this isn't going to have too much resources for, but the music here will actually dynamically change depending on the monsters you're fighting. So certain monsters will have different music that goes along with them, and it all goes a wonderfully long way towards setting the mood. Alright, this Berry of the Stick is actually doing quite a bit of damage here. I'm pretty happy with that. We're up to 76 coins. At the end of your playthrough, when you die, it will show you your personal high score and your leaderboard, which is kind of a cool way to keep up with this. So even if you did not make it all the way to the end, at least you tried, and you have a high score to show for it. It's the beauty of arcade games. Or at least it was for somebody like me who never really got to play them enough to win them. Excellent. That sound that you hear there, oh, I picked up something. I don't know what it did. I'm okay with it. Rusty orange potion, that looked like... oh, that's not what we want. Alright, onwards. These dungeons are all randomly generated when you first spawn into your game, so you will not get the same one twice, which gives it a lot of good replayability. And sometimes if your level does not, if it's got some dead ends in it and you think, well, this shouldn't be there, this is terrible design, well then you blame the randomizer. I found for the most part they're actually really engaging and they're really well thought out. And you've got lots of different aspects of things, like there's lava, there's statues that come to life, and in later levels you'll have doors that move out. The farther down you get, the more things you notice that weren't on upper levels. Whoa. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. These guys are having a party, and I think I walked in on something, and I think they're a little bit ashamed of what they were doing in there. I'm not judging. I'm alright. I have very low health, so I'm going to scroll through my items. I'm not going to use the ethereal spray paint because I have a bad feeling. A red potion, what's the worst thing that can happen? Clearly confetti and not giving me health back. Great. Apples will at the very least give you 5 HP back each, so at the very least you can stand, mush apples into your face en masse, and you will gain back some health. It's pretty easy to find apples, especially if you picked up a bunch of them in the tavern, so that's something. Just don't forget to get your weapon back in hand once you are done. So I have clearly come in a giant circle. That is not surprising whatsoever. That does happen from time to time. Sometimes you'll luck out and spawn right next to the stairs that go down to the next level, and sometimes it takes a long time to find them. Wonderful. So it's a very simple concept, but it's just been wonderfully, wonderfully executed. You're just slicing through hordes of monsters, you pick up loot, you put the loot on your head, and that's really what it's about. It's all about adventuring to see what things you can find, see what those things do when you find them. And it's really... simplicity is beautiful, folks. Simplicity is a wonderful, wonderful thing. There is, like I said, there is no way to save it though, so you either get down and win this game, or something bad happens and you die. Typically, I found you want to be very careful. There is lava in some of these levels, and what they like to do is they like to put a pillar in the middle of the lava with a potion on it, and you really want that potion. Damn it, I've gone around in a circle again. You really want the potion, but you have to be very good at platforming to get onto that platform. And if you miss it, you die. Lava is an instant shot. So there's the staircase that we're looking for. I probably walked past that a couple times already, but you know, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna pretend I just discovered that. Maybe I did. And you descend further down into the dungeon. The deeper you go, the more different mob types you get. Some of them get very silly indeed, and I won't spoil too much about what they are, because you know, I want you to find out for yourself. So this game is available for $10 on Steam. That gets you the beta key for instant access, and it'll be releasing officially quite soon. I don't think there's too much more that they're really planning on adding to it. It feels pretty finished to me. They are looking at doing a sequel at some point, should this one do really well on Steam and other locations of selling. And with the sequel, they'd be looking at doing online co-op. So I very much hope that happens, because that's the one thing. Local co-op is great, but if you don't have friends that are local, then it's just not the best thing anymore. It's a great idea, but it's just not always practical. Alright, that statue is not a statue anymore. It didn't like me very much. I'm just gonna swing my hammer brain on a stick at everything. Mush all the things. So, I'm gonna go do this for a while. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe for more first impression videos every week, and follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates and fun things, posts, live streams, whatever. I have everything. all the things. Have a wonderful day. And get this game. $10, not too bad. For $5 or $2.50 if it ever goes on sale in a Steam sale, or if you see it in Humble Bundle, I would definitely grab it. Especially if you have like roommates or something like that that would be willing to play this game in 4-player co-op on your computer. Very exciting indeed. Have a wonderful day. Bye.